So if you're interested in Steins Gate, you've probably heard of the recent sequel announcement. But did you know it's a visual novel? Yeah, this was teased a long time ago. If you ever heard of Steins God, well, yeah, this is it. Announced back in 2020, Steins Something is supposed to be a thematic sequel, very similar to what Chaos Child did with Chaos Head. It's also very unknown, about anything with the story. They kind of just announced that a few voice actors are coming back, so you might see Okabe. Yeah. So I've decided I want to get as many people into the whole Steins Adventure series, which Steins Gate is a part of, as possible. And what better way to do that than to give people a rundown on the best way to experience every title to their fullest. There are currently 6 mainline experiences, and I'll also explain their very important side content as well. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into Chaos Head Noah. You're always super special, please YouTube don't strike me. Yeah, I don't think I've ever talked about a game more in my life, and all of that was before I ever played it. Known as the first entry in the Steins Adventure series, Chaos Head is a 2008 Japanese visual novel that focuses on its horror themes and its whole delusion aspect. It has an anime series and a manga. But oh my god, please just play the visual novel. I'm not gonna get into why the anime is an inadequate experience, but just know that you're doing yourself a major disservice by not playing the game. For side content, you could go through Chaos Gate, but the big thing you're gonna want to go through is Chaos Head Love Choo Choo. Now, I'm currently waiting for the fan translation from the Committee of Zero, so I haven't played this one yet, but considering it's a direct sequel, and it's canon, I'm going to assume that it's probably worth your time. As far as I know, it's a dating sim, so have fun, I guess. Also, I'll be leaving a link to a website that contains all the side material for every game, just thought I'd mention that now, considering I forgot to do that earlier. Alright, let's get on to the big one.
Hey, Master! I am Mass Scientist! It's so cool! Son of a bitch!
Steins Adventure entry number 2 is known as the beloved Steins Gate. You know, the anime we all know and love. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, that's a good way to experience the story. This and the visual novel only have very minimal differences. Now, what you're not going to want to go through is Steins Gate Elite, especially in a first playthrough, because it cuts out so much, and the only difference is it's really just the visual novel with anime cutscenes. Anyways, the game came out in 2009. You already know, it's the time travel anime. It's number 2 or something on my anime list now. It might have changed, my anime list is all over the place. You could start with Steins Gate rather than Chaos Head Noah, but it's just better to go in release order because they all reference each other. It's just worth it. Either way, Steins Gate definitely has the most side content to cover, so let's just start. So right after you finish the anime, there's an OVA that's only 20 minutes that's titled Egotistical Poriomania. I can barely say that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's short. Watch it. And then there's the movie, which I don't consider to be very interesting, but it is canon. It's called Low Region of Deja Vu. Yeah, give it a watch too. Steins Gate Zero is up next. This is a semi-sequel, prequel kind of thing. What you're going to want to do to actually get into Zero is there's a 20-minute prequel episode that branches Steins Gate into Steins Gate Zero. After you watch that, it is recommended to specifically read the visual novel and then watch the anime right after. You're going to want to experience both because the anime contains content that's mentioned in the visual novel, but never actually shown. Hope you're not tired of Steins Gate yet, because there's still 2 more. First, we have Linear Bounded Phrenagram. There's a bit of an issue with Linear Bounded Phrenagram, in that the only way to officially obtain a copy is to buy Steins Gate Elite. But it also includes this. Banana! Banana! Yeah, please go play this game. And then the other one is Steins Gate My Darling's Embrace. This is a dating sim. Again, it's just more Steins Gate content that I believe is worth going through. Again, there's a lot more, but these are the big things that you're going to hear people actually talking about. Although I do suggest eventually going through all the side content for this series, as there's a lot of really cool stuff that most people just have not seen. Alrighty, let's move on to Robotics Notes, shall we? The third entry is Robotics Notes. It came out in 2012, and the enhanced version, Robotics Notes Elite, came out in 2014. Robotics Notes takes a different approach. In the beginning, it focuses more on its characters and its slice of life aspects, later on showing off its more science adventure feel that you'd expect. Robotics Notes also has an anime and a manga adaptation. I have heard the manga adaptation is phenomenal and a very good way of experiencing the story. On the other hand, I've heard not so great things about the anime. To my knowledge, after the first few episodes of the anime, it's really not a bad way to experience it. I just highly suggest you to read the visual novel first, considering it already includes anime cutscenes inside of it. Now, Robotics Notes contains a few things for side material, but the big thing you're going to want to experience is called The Home of Our Dreams. And this thing is phenomenal. Oh my god. There's so much work put into this little YouTube video just to translate this drama CD. I highly recommend you experience it. You're gonna have a great time with it. It's also canon too, and it's supposed to act as a bridge into Robotics Notes Dash, which also has a prequel 6-minute long audio CD that's just narrated by Akiho. Did I mention Dash is also a full-size sequel to Robotics Notes, and it's only in visual novel form. And of course, just to make it clear, yeah, it's all canon. And Dash also includes this, which just makes it the best title in the series. So what's next? Oh yeah. Let's falling, what you gonna do? Welcome to Chaos World. I don't know, man, something about that broken English is just hilarious to me. Chaos Child is mainline entry number 4. It also released in 2014, and has a really interesting story behind its anime adaptation. You see, it was originally supposed to have, I think, 26 episodes, but due to the low sales of the visual novel, because it released on Xbox, which is a terribly performing console in Japan, those 26 episodes were then cut to 13. And now the anime is regarded as something you should also not watch, very similar to Chaos Head. Like I mentioned at the beginning, Chaos Child is the thematic sequel to Chaos Head, utilizing its elements, but it's not a direct continuation of the Chaos Head story, it's definitely more of its own thing. Just like the others, Chaos Child also includes a lot of side material, but I'm only going to mention 2 things. The first one being Children's Collapse. This is a prequel, kind of, that you're supposed to experience afterwards, that dives into the backstory of a certain character and links it to Steins Gate. See, Steins Gate onlys, you gotta experience these games. And then the second one is Chaos Child Love Choo Choo, the same kind of thing as Chaos Head Love Choo Choo, it's just the Chaos Child version. It's all canon, both of those are canon. If you're reading Chaos Child, you know you want a dating sim, don't even lie to yourself. Oh, Occultic 9. Where do I even begin? Entry number 5, Occultic 9, is a weird one. Originally released in 2016, Occultic 9 began as a light novel series, and it currently has 3 total volumes in circulation. The 4th one is on the way. We have no idea when it's coming. All we know is that they're taking more time to make it more in line with the next science adventure game. Gee, wonder which one that is. Occultic 9 also has an anime adaptation, a visual novel adaptation, and a manga adaptation. Although, all of those are actually adaptations of the anime specifically, because the anime is the only finished version of the story. Also, the visual novel isn't even translated, so you couldn't go play it even if you wanted to. They also said something about an elite version of the visual novel. Maybe one day. The best part, Occultic 9 was never originally supposed to be a part of the Science Adventure series. Occultic 9 was meant to start a new series called Science Visual Novel. It never took off, so they retconned it in. Due to Occultic 9 not being finished and having no side content, allow me to explain the best way to go through the series. Just read the 3 light novel volumes, and then watch the anime. Alright, end of section. Let's move on to Anonymous Code, baby! The 6th and most recent entry, and what's also known to be the culmination of the entire Science Adventure series, Anonymous Code, released last year in 2022. I don't have a funny clip for this one, I'm sorry. I don't really know too much about this game other than that saving and loading is the main gameplay feature. Close the loop, hack into God, am I right, fellas? For side content, Anonymous Code includes the Beginner's Guide to Earth Simulator. I've recently heard people talking about online that this thing should absolutely be read before playing the game. So yeah, do that I guess. And of course, due to how recent it is, Anonymous Code does not have an anime or a manga adaptation just yet. In fact, it's most likely more accurate to predict that Steins something will have an adaptation faster than Anonymous Code. Don't quote me on that.
I am mad scientist, United States, Chaos, and invade. I'm a small citizen, do you understand? Do you understand?
And now, the wait begins. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna go finish Chaos Child, which I am, hint hint, wink wink, nudge nudge reading on Twitch, consider liking and subscribing, and maybe even leaving a comment for feedback and to or correct a dumb mistake I may have made. I will attempt to never have a break like this again. I sincerely apologize. You can find me on Twitter under the same name. I also run the Steins something Twitter account. Consider following me there too to witness my insanity dwindling. And you can also find me on Twitch under the same name. I stream pretty regularly other than just Chaos Child. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you, and have a good one.